That's right, Charlie. You know, he's been off now for a couple of weeks, enjoying the off season, if you will, finishing up his duties as the head coach at San Diego State, but doing a little recruiting tonight, or not recruiting, but scouting, I guess.
Observing, yeah. I thought it was a great environment there tonight, though, Rolf. I saw 3 of the 4 games, or parts of them, and just to see all the fans in the stadium watching their high school sons participate it was really a great environment. And last year they didn't get to do it at the stadium.
It was a big thrill to go back for them, isn't it?
I think it's tremendous. I mean, it was all day. Went 10 o'clock this morning until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tonight.
You now are off. You had a tough year. Started off well. You beat Navy. Navy goes on to become a good team. Almost beats Notre Dame. Goes and kills Army. But you guys struggle after that. What really happened?
Well, a lot of things happen, and I think most all of them end up being excuses. It was extremely disappointing, though, Rolf, because we thought we'd be a championship team, and to go 5-7 is not at all what we were after. Now, 6 of those 7 teams are in bowl games, so we got beat by good teams, but we thought we'd be a good team, and we didn't end up becoming a good team, and that's disappointing.
Let's talk about the things you can do now in the off-season to change that. Certainly on the Mesa, a lot of things are happening. You've got the new Cox Arena, the Tony Gwynn Field, baseball field, and you're making a better effort to keep a lot of the great talent that comes out of San Diego, like Marcus Allen and Terrell Davis, up here, if possible.
Well, it's a major part of our recruiting. I mean, trying to keep at least our share of the talent. We're not going to keep it all because some youngsters want to go away from town, but we're going to keep our share. And at this point, the response has been outstanding. And part of it is, I think, the facilities with Cox Arena and the Morris family building, Tony Gwynn Field. We've got some first-class athletic facilities, Qualcomm to play in. I mean, when they come in, they feel big-timeness about the athletic department now. And our early commitments have been good locally. Now, we can't get into those until the final letter on February 4th, but early, I'm very encouraged.
Let's talk about that for 1 minute. I don't think people really understand quite how tight the line is that you have to walk to avoid NCAA sanctions about speaking about players publicly. I can't even ask you, is he any good? You can say, well, we're watching him, but talk about that.
That's about all we can respond, is that we're recruiting somebody. I mean, if someone asks us, we can say we're recruiting them, but we can't talk about what they do well and why you want them and why you're interested in them. You can't get into any of that. And the rules.
There's a good quarterback locally that you've looked at, but you can say we're recruiting.
We're recruiting them. That's about all you can say. Yes, but it's. I like the recruiting part of it. I mean, it's a shorter window now. It ends in February, and it gives you a chance to go out and get into homes and try to convince some people to come help us get to the championship game and win a championship game. And then our current players need to improve so we can get there.
Ted, you've got an amazing background. You spent a lot of time in college, a lot of time in the pros, now back heading up a very major college program here. Talk about the differences, the pros and cons, what you like and don't like, and how you find yourself now.
Well, for me, I enjoy college football right now. I think the major difference is that you truly can have some degree of influence over the youngsters. I mean, we're dealing with people now that are 18 to 22 that are in a real transition part of their life, you know, leaving the home, going to college, getting away from home for the first time. And I think that football and discipline that football brings we can do some affecting of their character traits to some degree. In pro football, you know, well, players don't want that. They coach me so we can win and get in the playoffs and we can make a good living. They don't want to hear about values.
Yeah, it's interesting. Your team has gone through a lot of those off-the-field issues this year, and I think from a fan's point of view, we've all admired the way you've handled it. It's important, we think, way past the winning and losing, but that you get the kids going.
I do, Rolf, and we don't have all the answers. When you're dealing with 100 youngsters, you're going to have some problems, but I think they know we're going to address them. We're going to address them straight up. We're not going to tolerate them. And that's the way we're going to do it.
Ted, we're glad you're here.
Thank you,
enjoy
Ralph.
the off-season, your brief time at it. I know you're out scouting. You can't talk about it, but best of luck next year, and hopefully we can turn both these football programs around.
We're going to do it. Thanks, Ralph.
Thanks. Charlie?
I'm not under any restraints, and Ted Tollner is true class, and it's a great class program. And I'm admiring what you do up there.
Thank you,
I really
Charlie.
do, and I mean that sincerely.